Very funny man, native of Jamaica by way of England. You can follow him on Twitter at Ian Edwards Comic. He is here on the Rich Eisen Show right now in person. Ian Edwards, how are you, sir?
Great to be here.
Good to see you.
This is a fantastic and amazing setup you got here.
Thank you.
You have leather walls.
I say
on
do.
that side.
Yeah.
You have a bar. It looks like a bar, a cigar bar in here. Like,
That's what I tried to, we wanted to create that sort of atmosphere.
I hope you don't have any alcoholic guests, because they will relapse in this place. look at the stock you got over there. It's bananas.
Yeah, I mean, it's some quality $2 Chuck that we have masquerading as some very fine wine that is on the wall.
It's hilarious.
And iced tea that masquerades as some hard liquor.
Some hard liquor. They're going to be disappointed.
Yeah, no. So if we've had any alcoholics in here, they've come away sober and disappointed.
With just flavor-colored poisoning.
Yes.
No alcohol.
Right, but they have enjoyed the leather walls.
The leather walls.
Sometimes I feel they're made of rubber.
You know
around
you're doing it well when you got leather walls. You know you're doing it. This is dope, man. You got the setup over there, the plaid shirt section.
Yeah, we got the plaid shirt section. They've been called coconuts before.
Coconuts.
They're the coconuts, but that's the plaid shirt section.
Yeah, I have several more plaid shirts under my desk.
Under your desk? I believe you.
Yeah.
By the way, he does. That's no joke.
They're wearing them shirts like they're sports jerseys.
Hold on, he's going underneath his desk right now.
Oh, shoot.
That's a plaid shirt.
I think I got that shirt. I do have that shirt. Almost wore it today.
Yeah, it's legit.
That's a dope shirt.
What do you mean by legit? That it's actually plaid or
certified?
Okay, certified plaid.
Certified plaid.
By one of the coconuts.
By the plaid board.
So when you moved to L.A., you were roommates with J.B. Smoove? Is that true?
Yeah. I had an apartment. I had a one-bedroom apartment. He moved out. I've been trying to get JB to come out here for years, because he's just one of the best comics like anybody's ever seen in New York, period. So then he moved in with me and stayed with me until he got his stuff together, and he's huge now. And he used to do crazy things like talk to himself.
What do you mean?
Like, one day I was in the bathroom, I walked out, and he was in the hallway where the closets were, and he was talking to himself in 3 different characters.
Really?
But it's not a crazy thing, it's just like a creative thing, like things just flow through him. So he can just make up jokes or scenarios on the spot. Like if you filmed it, it would be full-on sketches. Like I met him I hung out with him the day before he went to try out for Curb Your Enthusiasm. And I had no doubt in my mind that he was gonna land that job, because he'd done it in front of me before, just in the house.
He did his character from Curb Your Enthusiasm.
No, well, he's done that character and just other characters. He can just go into stuff.
Well, he didn't just get the gig. He got the gig and then became a regular.
And then became a regular.
Because he was so good at it.
Because he was so good at it. But he's always been good. It's one of those people, like I seen him go into an audition. Like I went with him to an audition, sitting outside the audition, hear him kill the room, somehow not get the part, but still terrify everybody waiting to go in there next. And I was like, I'm glad I just rolled up there to hang out with you.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't want to have to go in there next.
Yeah. I'm here with Ian Edwards, at Ian Edwards Comic, here on the Rich Eisen Show. So you are a Knicks fan. How does it feel to see them in the NBA Finals with LeBron James? How does it feel?
You mean Shumpert and
Moskoff, Shumpert, J.R. Smith.
J.R.?
So this is basically what it would have looked like if LeBron had chosen the Knicks.
Right.
Because the Knicks didn't have Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love.
Right, it would have been a bad team with LeBron carrying him on their backs.
Yeah, and they probably wouldn't have had Dellavedova. They didn't have had him. I mean, they had Tim Hardaway Jr. He's a Michigan guy, but other than that, that's what you're looking at right now in the NBA Finals.
That's the only solace as a Knicks fan that you can get, is just watching these ex-Knicks. It's actually more painful. The troublemakers on the team. They said they were troublemakers. They got rid of them.
Yeah.
And like, who's the troublemaker now?
But the last laugh, if there is one, could be that these guys are going to prevent LeBron from actually getting it, because
I mean, injuries, key injuries.
Oh, not the Knicks stink.
Not the Knicks stink. Like the Knicks stink. Like I like Jr. Like I think.
Look, when the Knicks last made the playoffs with Carmelo Anthony and the Woodson-coached Knicks, right? J.R. Smith was a crucial component of that team that got them even into the second round of the playoffs that year. And he can flip the switch like John Starks and suddenly light it up from
and that's
three.
Exactly, he's a Starks-like player.
Right. Well, I mean, to me, Starks is better than J.R. Smith. But the reason why I bring up Starks is the type of player that drives you nuts. And can absolutely stink the joint up when you need him to not, and then he can light it up, which is why I think the Warriors need to win tonight. because you never know if the good J.R. Smith shows up in a Game 7 and LeBron brings his triple-double game with him. That could be a wrap. You never know.
I mean, I hope Cleveland wins tonight. I don't think they're going to win the series, but I hope they take it to 7. You know, I like more basketball.
Sure.
And who wants it to end. And it's just more respectable that way, you know.
But what do you think about the Knicks' chances moving forward, though?
The Knicks' chances moving forward.
You say that like that was like I gave you a punchline, and now you deliver the setup.
The Knicks' chances moving forward. I think Phil Jackson, listen, they had bad general managers who spent money badly. And that's what the Knicks' problem has been. So now you got Phil Jackson. Hopefully he can do... I think he'll do a better job of spending money. And that's what we need. And it's going to take a few years. So I have more hope than I've ever had. You know, and which you don't need much hope if you're a Knicks fan right now. We haven't won anything since the 70s.
Yeah, you know, the Patrick Ewing era, he came, you know...
Love Patrick Ewing.
Right, I mean, he was my guy.
Right.
You know, I remember celebrating when they got him in the draft. And then, of course, Michael Jordan, he had just the wrong time.
It's wrong time.
And then when Jordan left for 2 years, that's when Hakeem Olajuwon and Clyde Drexler took center stage.
Right.
You know, I mean, just couldn't buy it.
And I love Patrick Ewing and I love Charles. I like great players who've never won. You know why? Because it just shows you how tough it is to win an NBA championship. So anybody who's won one, look, some people are like, he's got an NBA championship. It's easy to win. It's not easy to win because great players have never won it. And that proves how tough this thing is to win.
The Jordan era is littered with them.
Right.
Pretty much.
Pretty much.
People
like
that couldn't do it.
There's Sonics teams, Phoenix teams.
Barkley?
There's Barkley didn't get stuff. You know, there's lots of great... The 80s, 90s had a lot of great... Cleveland didn't win anything. Stockton. Great players.
You could just keep going on and on.
Yeah.
You know, I'm here with Ian Edwards at Ian Edwards Comic on Twitter. You follow him on Twitter, Lon? You want to bring something up?
Yeah, it seems like you had quite the travel day.
Yeah.
Couple delayed flights. What happened with your flight there?
Oh, so you're a tweeter when you take to Twitter when you have
when
flight
I'm angry. When I'm angry, I'll get on Twitter. And then I was in Nashville.
Yes.
And we're trying to leave. They delay your flight. And I don't mind my flight being delayed.
Who's they? Call them out.
United.
Okay, very good.
I don't mind my flight being delayed, but you can't delay 9 times.
What do you talk?
They had different excuses. I think one of the excuses, there was one flight, we was at one gate, and there was 3 planes taking off from like the same area. So one of the excuses was they left the plane lights on all night and the battery died.
No way. So we're calling AAA for a jump? Is that what you're saying?
Exactly. And then they're like, we're going to recharge the plane for half an hour and then it'll take off. Like, I don't want to get on that plane. I don't want to get on a plane that you only... It feels like, I don't know much about planes, but it feels like you need to recharge the battery more than half an hour. That's all I'm saying. So then I was like, I just waved goodbye to everybody getting on that flight. I'll see you on the news. Because I'm never going to see you again.
What other excuses did they come up with? The sun was in their eyes? Or the dog ate their manifest?
Yes, that was one. That was one.
Yeah.
Like, they had worse excuses than I had for not turning in term papers, like in elementary school. The excuses was crazy. First I was like, at least give us a reason. Then they started giving us reasons. I was like, don't give us no reason. Just delay. Just delay.
Be careful what you wish for.
Preposterous.
Tweeting angry, though, is you got to be careful when you tweet angry.
Yeah,
you know?
but I like to try to live in the world of not caring. Because half the people who try to, like, pick at people and their tweets, you know, they're hypocrites. And I just rather... I just want to be free.
Got it.
And I don't always accomplish that, but I just want to be free. I'll deal with the repercussions.
That sounds like that's the Jamaican in you coming out, right?
Probably.
Yeah, that's what that sounds like. That sounds like somebody from Jamaica. at Ian Edwards Comic, right here on The Rich Eisen Show on Twitter. Thank you for coming on this
my
program.
pleasure, man.
Yeah, please come back anytime.
For sure, man.
You bet. Ian Edwards, go follow him on Twitter.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern. On Audience.